I want to welcome you back to Tech Week. Today I'm going to be working on the Google server. I have zero experience with this kind of stuff, but it's all pretty much the same parts. So, just run through, check everything, dust it off. Let's get to it. So here we have it, Google server. We're going to go ahead and open it up, take a look at what's inside first, and then we'll plug it in and see if I can even get it to function. So we got to take the cover off. It just slides back. We got a couple of bent guides. Some of them are bent more than others. Like they're supposed to have a little bit of a bend to them. Not that bad. That guy right there is an asshole. Okay, looks like we have 3 drive bays. 3.5 CD drive, 2 jump drives or flash drives, whatever you want to call them. Oh, that was almost that guy. This stuff really isn't necessary exactly, but do you want to be the guy that ruins a frickin' free server? Alright, so try and do some initial poking and prodding here. Looks like all the capacitors. Ooh, I might have a couple. I might have some bad capacitors here that need replacing. They're all fat, so it's going to need to be resoldered. Or replaced and soldered. Woo! Well, we found the RAM. Oh, y'all ain't gonna believe this. It is 512 megabytes. 133. This is a PC 133R. So yeah, good luck trying to upgrade this. I'm sure I could look for it, but I'm trying to have a budget build. Alright, so we got our 2 core processors. If I had thermal paste, I'd open it up and let y'all see inside, but I don't have thermal paste. Yeah, look at all these raunchy capacitors. That one's a leaking. It's not good. I have to fix that in the future, replace it possibly. Okay, let's see, what do we got? Serial keyboard and mouse. 2 more USBs in the back. Ethernet in and out, and a monitor cable. There's really not much to that part. But it looks like it uses, each one of these drive bays has two miniature fans on it. So it's using these So essentially it's using those 4 fans to shoot all the, process all the air going over the heat sinks here. I wonder which one of these is bay 1. Let me see, I see power over here. Maybe it's set up in a RAID array. Let's take another look right quick. Okay. I see some ribbons coming off. DD01. Maybe front disk drive 1 maybe? In my head, above my breath, I gotta take off the edge. Sorry. I had to turn on some music, otherwise I get kind of lonely. Haze. Yeah, that says FDD1 there. These have to be like some of these shortest cables ever. Alright. I got tools. High all day. And the thing if you're using tools on a PC is you really want to make sure they're not magnetized. I really went in there. Yeah, they're set up in a RAID. So I got to figure out where this jumper's at. It says jumper 1 to 2 IDE RAID disable, 2 to 3 IDE RAID enable. But I'm not seeing it. Running on 1 amp, but it does nothing to tell me which one should be the main drive. Alright, so gray, yellow, gray. Okay, that right there says IDE 1. So much going everywhere. Okay. IDE 1, IDE 2, IDE 3. Yeah, okay. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4? see jump drive. So it says JP10 1 2 disable, JP10 2 to 3 enable. Okay. So right here, is that jumper it's talking about. But I don't see a number on it. Standard 2320 onboard battery. That's kind of cool. Like, I really have no experience with servers. So this should be fairly interesting. Okay, so I kind of want to understand what the hell it's actually doing here. Okay, so this one okay, so there's two ribbons here. I guess that's moving all this data and connecting it to the board. Well, it connects to this board and it slides over here to these. That is trippy. Pretty freaking cool too, honestly. Go ahead and plug everything back in. I want to make sure everything's kinda, or not kinda, everything is set up the same way it went in. So from what I'm guessing, okay, my best guess is the disk drive, the 3.5 floppy, and these USBs all run on one of these secondary cables here. That would make sense why see how this one's a lot smaller, and compare like that end's there to that end's there. So these three here are actual IDE cables. I'm not sure what the hell this actually is. Like, I didn't really start building, like, this thing had IDE in it when I first started. And I switched all out to SATA. And SATA is a thing of beauty. As you saw from the video earlier this week, I was able to just take a hard drive out of a different computer, plug it in, and it worked. I don't really see any reason why everything wouldn't function. Like, these are starting to corrode and they're fat. And they're all the same kind, but those are really easy fixes. Just a little bit of soldering. Oop, another. That one's... I think that one's just leaking. Man, that's not good. Kind of sucks. I'm gonna make the best guess here. I'm gonna say since this one's a rectangle, that's probably the video card. Plus it's on the same side as the video ports. And I can't really see the traces. Yeah, I can't really see the traces leading over to the port. And this one's really square. And there's like specific form factors whenever you're working with chipsets for processors. Alright. Everything seems functional. So what we're going to do, I figure I might as well plug it in and see what kind of response we get out of it. I don't need the cover on it. As long as I'm not touching these parts, I'll be perfectly safe. But you don't want to be the guy that gets hit by it, you know? Alright, so power supply is off. Almost looks like somebody got into the power supply too for the power supply on here. Que bailar contigo hoy. Alright, so I don't have a serial mouse. So we're just going to use a USB adapter. Hope that works. Pull out a old friend here from the stash. Like, I literally had to look for this frickin' thing. It's the last serial port keyboard I know I have. Tus lugares favoritos. Favorito, baby. Power supply. Oh, it turned itself right on. So all the fans turned themselves on. Not really getting any responses here. But there's not a hard drive in it either. Is that just... Shit. That's literally 8 tiny fans of fury going there. Oh. Alright, no signal. Alright, so shut everything down, plug in the hard drive, see what I can get going. We plugged it in, didn't get any response. So, well, another thing I should do before I try installing anything, I'm going to go ahead and kick it on again. Well, that's not good. I know these aren't ever supposed to actually sit. Well, that's no bueno. It's a noisy little shit, isn't it? Alright, so strap in. Make sure you strap on the actual frame. That's not running any power. This has power running to it. Second to last, and then main power. Alright, so we're going to put this little thing down here for now. We got my buddy, old Western Digital. It's the only serial hard drive I have left. Let's see what is set up. Master with slave present, slave or none. Set it up with master with the slave present. It's just really, I mean, an old 80 gig hard drive. And we got a fresh copy of Ubuntu server I downloaded last night. Ooh, nifty. And just line up the pins. We're gonna fold that underneath. Nope. Not quite working. I feel weird pinching that like that. Alright, do another profile check. Make sure that'll fit in nicely. Nice. Alright. So, something that bugged me. CD drive didn't want to open. Go back down here, make sure everything is plugged in. Okay, these are signals for each drive. So, I may just plug it in and see if I can get anything to happen. With this disk drive, because if the disk drive doesn't work, then I'll have to burn an ISO Oops. I wonder what it's trying to do. Okay, that was a mistake. Oh, I should only test one thing at a time. Oh, she's a healthy girl. No sugar. This thing didn't like to turn on. So it's not getting any video signal at all. Alright, I'm gonna shut her down, double check my connections. Yeah, that's the only place that could go. And maybe I could FTP in? I don't know, it's so weird. Alright. I guess technically I could put the hard drive in this computer and install an Ubuntu server on it, but I don't know. Holy shit, there's a Windows XP disk in it. So I'm starting to get a feeling XP Professional, somebody's disk, copy from 2002. Alright, so I've got my disk in there. Maybe, if I'm lucky, it'll boot. I don't like not being able to see. What I might do is I have another monitor I can pull up that nowhere near as fancy as the other one, but it doesn't have that auto sleep function. Right. give this one a shot. Power. No signal. Yeah, kinda worried. I might not be able to do this. Okay. Okay. I'm not getting anything out of it. That's weird. Well, okay, yeah. Whoa. Oh, I was wrong, y'all. These are both CPUs. So where's the graphical being processed at? I'm looking for something that says GPU. I'm gone for good. Because if I'm not getting any video out of it, I think I might be out of luck. I'd have to order all this stuff online. Disconnect the power. Well, dang, that kind of sucks. Oh, this has the ability for me to mount a graphics card into it. Okay, so this entire bay would be for a graphics card. Let's see if I have one sitting around. Kiss this one more time. Alright, so what I'm worried is that I'm not seeing power. Let me make sure these are all seated proper. I mean, I should be seeing the BIOS. But I'm not even seeing a BIOS here. But with all these ruptured capacitors or leaking capacitors, I mean, they're all fat. They're not sure if y'all can see it or not, but they're rounded. So I might see if I have another graphics card that I can put in here at a later date. I'll have to get up in the attic and go digging again. Which way to go? Alright, so how would I get down in there? If I was Google, so I'm thinking these 1, 2, 3. I'd take that plastic piece off. I need to get under here and make sure that's all still proper. Yeah, so I was right. This IDE drive is coming down. Such a slim factor. Maybe I can get one out of a laptop? Oh, that would be freaky if they made it that simple to remove. Lovely. Alright, so it looks like 4 simple screws. I may not get it up and running. I can at least diagnose a few problems while we're all here hanging out together. I don't like that. Okay, yeah. So we're digging down, trying to get to that CD drive. There was 5 screws. Nothing like working blind. There we go. Oh, we're free. Okay. Was about to be sunrise, sunburn. Alright, come on. Nope. Where'd he go? Oh, that sucks. Everything looks to be installed proper. I'm just not understanding. Oh, let's get that loose screw right quick. Kill that power. That was our summer, sunrise, sunburn, moonlight all night. That was a dummy. I can't believe I dropped that. I can't even figure out how that's mounted in there. Looks like I can't see it. There's a fourth screw. Oh, now I can start chasing down a screw. Awesome. I don't just fuck up regular style. I fuck up big. Alright, when in doubt, look down, look up, look around. Not seeing it? No worries. Pause that for a second. Oop, I heard it. The hell? Oop. Just felt something fall. Okay. What I'm looking for is the fourth black screw. Can I see it? Get the music going again, get myself motivated. Okay, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? It has power. Alright, so we're going to remove these two screws again. See if I can figure out where that power is coming from. Grab my power tester here. Yeah, we got voltage. Typical YouTuber problems. It died, but green means power's good. We're going to go through and check the 20 pin connector. Ground strap going again. So what I'm guessing is those capacitors are just fragged. Not really seeing anything promising. Come on. You're better than this. Let it go. Alright. 20 pin connector. That's good. Alright, so now we'll check power on the CD-ROM. Think I got her? Nope. Plug in. Alright. Power test on that. Yep. 5 volts, 12 volts. Because all these capacitors that are out all look like they're running to the CPUs. So I'll need to write down the capacitor numbers. I was wrong earlier. There are more than one kind in here. I'm seeing a 6.3 volts, 3300 resistor, It's another 3300. No, maybe I was right earlier. 6.3, 6.3, 6.3, 3300, 3300, 3300. Okay, so these are just all the same brand of capacitor that have gone bad. Okay. Now we're going to plug this one back in. The guitar grunge. Into the cold, banging in the pit and throwing my horns. 7-Eleven, I need to drop it down low and make it heavy. I like it heavy. Whoa, I like it, and I like it, and I like it heavy. I like it, I like it, I like it heavy. Alright. The only thing I can think next is to test the actual disk drive ports. And something I noticed earlier when I had this installed in this was there's still an indicator light over here functioning. So I know it's set up to not be in RAID, but I need to find out which one of these IDE ports is considered the primary. So I'll go ahead and start our reinstallation process. Yeah, I really feel like an asshole for laughing at YouTubers in the past when they were like, man, my camera died. And then I have the same problem happen, and I was just, oh. Schadenfreude is good to a certain extent, but man, karma loves to come back and give you a swift one every once in a while. Okay, so we'll install that one loosely. Hold on loosely, don't let go. Alright, I have to... Oop. Really feels off. Alright. Got it. Make sure I get all four in before I go tightening anything down. These are all chamfered. Oh, you son of a bitch. Alright, last screw. Well, last screw for this bracket. So I'm thinking I'm going to do Motherfucker, Take Me to Church. That's the same song again. No. Oh, hell, I've messed that up entirely. Well, that mouth bass bust my line. A couple beautiful girls tell me goodbye. Okay, so I'm thinking we'll do. I don't even need to pop that out. I ain't much a man, but I ain't never let me down. Me and the bars and this guitar, long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. Move the laptop out of the way further. Line of blue jean, baby, fire in her eyes that drove me crazy. I didn't know then, I sure know now. Ice cold beer never broke my heart. Like the diamond rings and football teams have torn this boy apart. Just dawned on me, guitar, long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. No. I know I'm off pitch, but I'm also trying to be quiet. The rest of the family's asleep right now. I messed up royally. If you ever buy Death Wish coffee, don't drink a whole fucking pot of it. Dripping down on a cold one. Long neck, ice cold beer never broke my heart. This boy apart. And bars and this guitar. Beer never broke my heart, no. Yeah, there we go, like that. So, we'll open that up. Disconnect the power. Disconnect the IDE. Man, damn it. I bent some of the pins. So I'll be pulling those tweezers back out shortly. Should you say anything that goes in my head? Above my bed, I gotta take off the edge. Walked away, now I've been getting high all day. Ironic haze, high all day, now you're coming back to me. That's what I don't like about the old IDEs. If you look, I bent those two. I bent like 4 of them. I knew I messed that up as soon as I felt it pull. Did you lean on my chest? All that stress. I gotta take off the edge. Walked away high all day. In a chronic haze. High all day. Back to me. Now leave the music up there like that. That way you can at least know I'm listening to something. Not just... I mean, I have music going through my head all the time, but I don't want to be the crazy guy. in my bed, my bed. Alright. Above my head, I gotta take off the edge. Walked away, now I've been getting high all day. High all day, and coming back to me. Alright, we'll start off with this one. Nope, I already tested that. High all day. Got voltage. And yeah, I'm being kinda lazy here. I'm not terribly worried about the CPUs actually powering up with all those capacitors out. So these are what supply all the power for those fans. Good to know. No, I ain't got gas, but I got you, baby. I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. Dollar bills to have fun tonight. I don't need no money. I don't have any hard drives in here, so got a feeling this is going to be a series, which I'm okay with that, as long as I get it done before the warm season. I'd like to spend the majority of my time outside if I can during the warm months. I got you, baby. Dollar bills to have fun tonight. Got a positive test for power. So now it's just getting frustrating. I'm going to go ahead and say the smart money is on those capacitors just being fragged. It's trippy. It's for lack of anything better to call it, it's an old dual core. I really want to boot it up, but I can't. Alright, enough complaining. Moving on, moving upwards. I need to make sure I write down this. Something I highly suggest everybody do. Keep a sheet of paper around. What was that? 6.3 volts. 3,300 on the resistance. Max out 105 degrees Celsius. 4T8U. Not sure if that's all necessary, but okay. Battery tester back up in. It's my song. They say, oh my God, I see you walking by. Both in mine. I was walking by. Okay, there we go. See you every time. Capacitors. believe I guess this piece of paper. Yeah, it's that top sheet. It's got too much oil on it. GA 6VT XDR revision 1.1. To see me dance just one more time. I'll see you, see you every time. Continuing the parts list here. Okay. TC 133R dash 3542 G2. So it's 512 sync, 133 megahertz, CL3 ECC reg. So I apologize. I mean, it's not exactly the most productive hour ever, but we found a lot out. I'm 90% sure it's them capacitors that's giving us the trouble. West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, mountains. Okay. It's a confirmation of that. DTX DR G11E F5B Miner's Lady, stranger to blue waters. Let's see how much time I got left. We got 4 minutes before this memory card runs out of space. I get the Toshiba fired up. There you go. I belong to West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. Alright, so that's about all I can do for now, until I learn a few more things. Wow, some of these pins are way bent. You're okay. You're the asshole. Alright, so we'll definitely be back again, doing some more videos with the server. Back together really nice. So I got that done. It goes back together nicely. So yeah, I'm going to let that ride. We'll probably just break this down and make it a multi-part series. I can do some soldering, replace those capacitors, do some research. I don't know if y'all want to see the research. If you want to see the research, go ahead and drop a comment below. Let me know what you want to see. I take requests. I'm pretty open-minded about all that stuff. I always feel like creators should have the ability to connect with their audience. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let y'all go. I greatly appreciate you. Coming up on Friday, we're going to have our, I'm going through all the game systems. So I've got the Nokia N-Gage. I'm going to see if I can find the game for that. See where that's hiding out at. Still got to see if I can find the Segas. They're around here somewhere. Xbox Original that I need to work on the Ethernet port. 2 Wii's to mod. And I'll also show you off my Wii. My Wii I modded more than I modded anybody else's because there's a lot of stuff you can put on there that can mess up if someone doesn't know what they're doing. I also have 3 PS2s. I'm going to go through and double check. I'm not sure if I realigned the lens on all of them, but that's fairly quick. Just take the screws out, see if I drew a line on a knob. And we have the 2 PS3s. We have 1 Piano Black, which was the one with the Emotion chip, where it played PS1, PS2, and PS3 games. I'm thinking that one needs to be fully taken apart, so I need to order some thermal paste before I tear into that project all the way, because it makes a lot of noise. Thermal paste, maybe some duster, and see what I can get into. But let's see, Xbox, N-Gage. I got the Sega Genesis, but the Sega Genesis is fine. It works. I guess I'll throw that in and let y'all see that too. The PS2s. I don't have a PS1. I unfortunately sold off my gray brick back in the day, and I highly regret that. I'll never let myself down for that. What else? Got to pull out the Xbox 360. Apparently I left my Skyrim disc in it, so I mean it'll just be fun to put all this stuff back together and see what all is working, what isn't. I know there's a capacitor on the original Xbox that everybody's telling you need to take off and replace because it's a leaker. Basically the top bubbles over and you can see a dome. It's kind of like what you saw with the capacitors today inside that Google server. I don't know why it happens exactly. I just know how to identify it and how to fix it. And I've done it before on a couple other projects. My Samsung monitor I used just needed a capacitor. Popped out the capacitor, put a new one in. It's another thanks YouTube thing. And anything else? The PlayStations. Only have the one PS4. I don't really feel like opening it up. I did a hard drive swap on it. I can't think of anything else for the gaming systems, but I'm sure if I find it, it'll get thrown into. But stick with me. I'm trying to upgrade the production and everything like that. If this light is too much, let me know and I'll go back to the other way. I just thought it looked weird with me having like the gigantic shadows over my eyes. But once I get the money together, I'll order a better ring light that fits around the camera and you won't ever notice it again. I'll have more control over it. This one's one more of my project lights. It's like a 100 patch LED. So it's kind of making do with what I do. And I've already, like, I have 2 filters on it right now. And it's still this strong. But yeah, I appreciate it. We'll see you again next time.